better not sit on this thing. I feel like I'm gonna break the base of it. Oh. This is Cameron. Welcome back to The Busy Gardener. Hey, this episode, I want and need your opinion on what I ought to plant next to this little playhouse. Let's get busy. So we had a terrible windstorm here. That playhouse that you see over there was situated over here. And it wasn't like a what do you call that? Wizard of Oz. It didn't get blown over into that corner. It got blown actually on our vegetable garden over here, our raised bed garden, which you guys don't see a whole lot of. And so my neighbor and I said, oh, let's move that up on the hill. You know, I like how that area on the patio got cleared off. And so we moved that up there. I took and dug out a bunch of space at the footing of it, so that way it sits not quite level, but more level than it did. I know actually when you see it against the fence, you can see that it's not level, but it's looking a lot better than it was, down by probably 6 inches or so. And anyway, I thought this is kind of really quaint, and even though our kids are probably not going to need or be able to use this for too much longer, you know, our youngest is 3, and there's a 3, 4, and 5-year-old right now. They're all going to be, you know, getting older this year. But I thought this is awfully cute. And even if we end up building like a larger structure over here, maybe replacing this once they outgrow this, and maybe building some kind of like a little shed, like an 8x10 or something like that, on kind of some risers in the front, and do a thing. I thought it might be kind of fun and cute to have some sort of little tree. So we got this thing for our kiddos when they were a lot younger. I think we just didn't even we got 5 kiddos, and yeah, I don't remember, maybe 5-6 years ago, and this is sat sheltered. But it's been a lot of fun. You know, the door totally has gotten ripped off because I've got active kids. But the bones are good. It all worked good. We were able to, even after it got tumbled by the storm, we were able to come and put it here, get it in the ground. But it'd be nice to be able to look out this little window here and see some sort of tree right there, I think. And that way it'll kind of create some of the usefulness. And then if we decide to build some sort of other structure, it might look good over there. We have kind of a naturally growing, I don't know what this is, like a maple tree that kind of sprung up over here. Some seed must have gotten planted. Maybe it's like a sweet gum from back there. The leaves have all fallen off, so it's hard to tell. So while this is here, it's not quite next to it. And so here are a couple of questions that I've got for you that I'm wondering about. My initial thought is, rather than growing something like citrus or some sort of other subtropical, this has kind of a classic countryside look. It doesn't look like it looks like something deciduous ought to be growing next to it. Something where the leaves fall off or they actually have a color change at fall time, I thought might be kind of cute next to something like this. So wondering what your thoughts are on this. What should I put in that spot right there? Do you think I ought to put it there? Or do you think I ought to put it on this side of the house, kind of in between the wall? What I'm kind of wondering about is we're going to eventually be terracing this whole hill area. It's just so devoid of grass. I've tried replanting. I've used plugs. I've used all sorts of stuff, and it just hasn't worked out. So this kind of line right here, it's hard to tell on the camera where it is. Kind of from here down, I'm thinking, one, do I want to put it right there? And second, what would you plant? I'm kind of thinking of in this case, getting like an ultra dwarf or something that is on its own, not going to get that big. I have an Anna apple up in the front that just naturally seems to not want to grow very big, either an Anna apple or a Dorsett Golden. Both are super productive. They work in our climate really well. They don't get very big at all, but they have a ton of fruit on them. And so having a quaint little tree right there, I thought might be kind of fun. Maybe that, but maybe you've got another idea. Maybe we get a nectarine that has the foliage in the fall time turn such a shocking, almost red color. Gorgeous. Or maybe you've got some other ideas on this. What would you plant right there next to that little house? So let me know. I'm going to probably plan something in the next couple of weeks. And so be sure to throw out your ideas, because I'd love to hear any of your thoughts. Maybe you've got some other thoughts on this too. Hey, so thanks for tuning into this episode of The Busy Gardener. It's kind of almost one of those getting your advice and giving you something to think about, giving you some of my thoughts on how this ought to go. Look out here and see a tree of some kind. I think a tree or some sort of bushes. I don't know. This kind of just happened suddenly when this all got blown over. And so anyway, hey, take a second if you would to subscribe. take a minute to hit the notification bell if you're not being notified of these videos. And hey, whether you've got 1 tree in your orchard, 500, until next time, stay busy.